you guys. For the past few days, I was thinking about, well, what can I make a video of next? Because there was a lot of reactions and feedback to my reaction to the CD Superstar winners video, and I feel like I should do something to follow that video. The one thing I didn't want to do though, that I had an idea for, which someone can do if they want to, was to say to people that I didn't want to win, say users who annoy me. I thought I would be starting trouble if I did that, and I don't want to start any trouble. And I felt like that was just not my personality. I don't even know why I thought that up. So if you notice, I'm in a different part of my room because the lighting is much better here. Usually I'm right there recording my videos, and you can see the whole background right here, but it was too dark, so I thought maybe the lighting will be much better in this corner. So I'm sorry if my room looks messy or anything. I'm sorry. So what I wanted to make a video about, and hopefully this catches on and people make vlogs and vlogs about this, is my username, what it means, and why I chose it. This year, I've gone through 3 accounts. I was forever standing until I got banned. Then I went back to my old account, Hikari Malik 1223. But then I made a new account called Chaotic Temptation. And I did not know if I should put an S at the end of that, Chaotic Temptations, but I just put Chaotic Temptation. And just because of that one S, I really didn't like that username, because I didn't know if it needed the S, if the S was unneeded. And that name is Google searched. I just searched emo and scene or whatever Gothic usernames, and there was a lot like Bleeding Misery or some shit like that. There was just a lot of names, and I chose Chaotic Temptation out of the list of names. So I didn't like to use the name to that account, so I feel like it wasn't me, it was Google. So I eventually switched. I made this new account because I made Schizo Survivor because I wanted to get away from the people that were bothering me on Chaotic Temptation. I didn't want them to know I was a Schizo Survivor. I made Schizo Survivor before I went into the hospital. And after I went to the hospital, I came back. I was on Schizo Survivor for maybe a week. Then I went back to Chaotic Temptations, and eventually I came back to Schizo Survivor. Now I could talk about all my accounts, every single one of them, but mainly in this video I want to focus on Schizo Survivor. Originally I wanted to be named Schizophrenic Survivor, but apparently schizophrenic is not a nice word. I don't understand. Maybe it was because there's a user named Schizophrenic Psychopath, but I don't see how Schizophrenic Psychopath is something bad. I remember one user found that offensive, but I don't find it offensive at all. I found it something cool and unique. So maybe that's why schizophrenic is now a bad thing on CDE. The reason I picked Schizophrenic Survivor, I'm sorry, Schizo Survivor, not Schizophrenic Survivor, because I'm not Schizophrenic Survivor, because that's bad, apparently. The reason I made Schizo Survivor my username, at the time my diagnosis was only psychosis, a non-specified one. And I didn't know if I was going to get the schizophrenia diagnosis. I didn't know if it was going to turn to another corner and get bipolar or something. It was an unspecified mood disorder at the time, a psychosis. Eventually, like later on this year, I got the diagnosis of bipolar 1 with psychotic features. And I was hoping I wouldn't get the schizophrenia diagnosis because I don't want schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is something that you don't want. Like, I'm not saying all schizophrenic people are going to end up doing bad things. Like, just doing horrible things. That's not the reason I don't want schizophrenia. Well, partly it is the reason, because I don't want to be judged. I don't want people to feel like, oh, she has schizophrenia, everyone should stay away from her, because she's going to shoot up schools, she's going to shoot up the movie theaters. I don't want people to think that, which is why I didn't want schizophrenia. Plus, schizophrenia or any other mental disorder is not something you should want. I hate it when people, like, say, oh, I'm crazy, I have schizophrenia, without it ever being diagnosed. Trust me, you don't want to see what I see. I don't get why people will want a mental disorder, would want to see things. I don't get why people want that. They want that diagnosis. I don't want to be schizophrenia. I'm not schizophrenia. But the thing is, right now I'm bipolar 1 with psychotic features. Even though my therapist, she said that it can change at any time, any place, anytime, it can change. So why am I schizo survivor? I feel like schizophrenia is like the worst of all the diagnosis you can get. And my God, I do not want to have schizophrenia. I really don't want to have schizophrenia. But I feel like if I did have schizophrenia, I would be one of the survivors of it. Because most people with schizophrenia, like, I know a lot of people with it. Too many people with schizophrenia. And I feel like I don't want to end up in the place that they're in. I will be able to protect myself. I will have supports around me to protect me. And not end up, like, homeless, like some people with schizophrenia. Seeing things just all over the place, not taking their medicine. That's the thing, not taking the medicine. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to feel like, oh, I've gotten better, I don't need this medicine. No, I'm going to take my medicine all the time. But I don't want to be like people I know have schizophrenia. I want to survive this disorder. I want to be the one person you see who is like successful in like life and everything. I want to be that successful person. I don't want to just let schizophrenia take over my life. So that's why I'm the schizo survivor. Because I'm not sure if I have schizophrenia or not. I don't know if my diagnosis is going to stay bipolar or if it's going to change to schizophrenia. I do not know any of this. But if I had schizophrenia or any disorder, I would be one of the survivors. I would not let the schizophrenia, the bipolar, I would not let it consume me. I will become like a champion. I will become the person everyone will look up to if they have any type of disorder. I will be a survivor. I will be on top of everything that's going on around me. I will not let the hallucinations scare me any longer. I will not let them control my life and control the way I feel. Plus, I will not let my paranoid thoughts, I will not let the voices, I will not let any of that stop me from reaching my goal. I am a survivor. And I will survive schizophrenia. I will survive bipolar. I will survive anything you throw at me. Thank you.